What you just witnessed there is one of the most evil things you'll ever see. You may think nothing of this if you don't know what's happening in this clip, but I'm going to explain it to you. It's very simple. Every single one of these women in this clip are smiling and clapping, celebrating because they just approved abortions all the way up to birth in Massachusetts. Yeah, think about that for a minute. These are women who think it's okay and completely justifiable and nothing wrong with it at all to kill a baby in the womb who's ready to be born. I'm against it from conception. They have no problem with it when the baby's ready to go. Oh, did your water break? Do you want to get rid of it before it comes out? All right, load her up. That's what these people celebrate. Gutfeld has some words on this too. Listen up.
Some really fun tape. Roll it, Sven.
Thank you.
So there's a happy bunch. You'd almost think they discovered a new cleaning product. So what was that lady signing? A new law that puts child predators behind bars? A new bill that castrates kidnappers? Legislation that makes lethal injection mandatory for anyone who listens to a Brian Kilmeade audiobook without headphones? No, they're ecstatic that Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey signed a bill that allows you to abort a healthy, viable baby right up to birth, if you can find a doctor willing to do it.
Abort a baby right up to birth, if you can find a doctor. The thing is, like Gutfeld's gonna say here in a minute, yeah, they'll probably be able to find doctors in Massachusetts pretty easily, considering that they also approve of the mutilation of children in the name of transgender ideology there. So it'll probably be really super simple for them to confirm a doctor to do this horrible thing. My problem is how can you live with yourself aborting a baby at any stage, let alone right before they're about to be born? How do you live with yourself? I can't comprehend how these people wake up every day and then they come home from work, they sit down with their wives or their husband, you know, their wife or their husband, and hey, how did your day go? Oh, you know, it was fantastic. Aborted 15 babies today. You know, went fairly simple, super easy, barely an inconvenience. How? To me, it's just demonic.
And given that this is Massachusetts, the same state that protects child mutilation under the lie of gender affirmation, that search won't be hard. Now, I didn't believe this law was real. Abort up to birth? Why not wait till they're in kindergarten and get them while they're napping? What's next? Abortion if a fifth grader brings home a bad report card? Surely this can't be right, right? Nope. I did something I rarely do, research, and found out, yeah, this is real. The old law banned most abortions after 24 weeks, with exceptions for the mother's life or severe fetal problems. The new one replaces all that with one gloriously vague standard: professional judgment. It's like the same standard used by our nation's plastic surgeons.
So basically, getting an abortion right before your baby's born is going to be as simple as getting weed from a doctor. Like, oh, did you sleep well last night? No? All right, here's a few grams. Oh, do you just not feel like having a kid anymore? All right, we'll get rid of it. So like barely any real standard to having the procedure done.
No gestational cutoff, no required medical justification. Talk about throwing the baby out with the bathwater, which to these people is the goal. We've gone from rare but legal to, if you don't like your baby, you can kill your baby. Supporters swear this is only about rare, tragic cases, yet the law doesn't actually require the case to be rare or tragic. They also say women no longer have to flee the state to kill a healthy baby. Makes sense, with gas prices being what they are, it could get pretty expensive. But critics point out the obvious. The law itself contains zero guardrails against elective abortions on healthy babies. The bill deliberately traded limited exceptions for an open-ended, doctor knows best free-for-all.
And they did this on purpose, obviously, because it's not about healthy versus unhealthy babies. They're trying to make this about women's autonomy their bodies. This feud that they have with power, and apparently killing the baby in their womb gives them more of it. Sounds like child sacrifice to me. And you know, if you pause for a second, it doesn't sound too crazy, because a lot of these women will get abortions, in a sense, sacrifice their child for a career, for more money, for more freedom, right? So they can keep going out and doing whatever it is they're doing, or so that they can focus on their career, right? Basically just me. So they sacrifice this innocent life to continue the usual, completely ignoring the fact that that baby is not their body. That baby is its own entity with its own DNA and its own developing body. But now there's a law in Massachusetts where, oh, is it a day before I'm supposed to give birth? Well, I don't feel like having it anymore. And then you can just get rid of it. And that's just terrifying to me.
It's like replacing a locked door with a "please don't rob us" sign, then acting shocked when your place is emptier than Jasmine Crockett's head. Meanwhile, the lefty media will deny that healthy babies with healthy moms are being murdered, of course, until they say it's a good thing. But a woman can decide the day before her due date that she's changed her mind, and who knows why. All she needs is a doctor who sees abortion as not just routine, but a sacrament. A lunatic who believes the magic of being a woman isn't that you can bear a child, it's that you can eliminate one. That's not healthcare, that's infanticide. Look, a healthy baby in the final weeks can feel pain, react to the world, and survive outside the womb with medical care. We call killing a newborn murder. Doing it 5 minutes earlier inside the womb only means the crime scene has better lighting and a nicer waiting room. Because it's a child, outsourcing your guilt to a doctor doesn't change that. When the law shrugs and says we need to keep the requirements open-ended because we just don't know what the reason could be to abort, you see where this flexibility leads. It's just another step toward the ultimate amoral bottom. We might already be there. The applauding women, they're like mullahs celebrating public executions.
Think about how demonic this really is. These people, these women in this room, honestly believe that this is a good and righteous thing. They honestly believe that. Isaiah 5:20, woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. These women are celebrating the murder of children, of babies in the womb, all the way up to birth. They're smiling, they're laughing, they're clapping. If that's not calling evil good and good evil, I don't know what is.
The party line always comes ahead of the individual. And so a class of humans becomes disposable in a moral free fall. Because if you can't see the baby, you can murder it. Oh, they'll pull out all the stops to defend a death row killer or a drunk illegal who runs over a teen. But an inconvenient child, that kid's doomed before his first day on earth.
You know, for the party that claims to love children and want to protect them, they sure do murder quite a bit of them. And the rest of them, they either lose them at the border in slavery under Biden, or they try to turn them into something that they're not via trans ideology and convince them that they're, oh, no, you're not this gender, you're that gender. And then they try to mutilate them and just take your children away and groom them into something else. I don't know who else needs to tell you this, but this is demonic. It is. And maybe you're not of the faith and you don't believe that, but I'm telling you right now, eventually you're going to have to open your eyes. Eventually you're going to have to seek God. You're going to have to seek Jesus. And when you do, you'll see. Until then, keep coming back to this channel, learn some more, and I'll keep revealing what I can. I'm Noel. This is the Average Patriot. We talk about God and politics here. I love you guys. God bless you. Christ is King. I'm out.